Good morning everyone, and thank you for coming along to our information session for the expressions of interest for the emerging sector. I appreciate you being here this morning, particularly given it's raining in the beautiful Gold Coast, and those people who are from Brisbane, it is sunny every day, but we just turned this on for you so you can see we have a different climate. Anyway, I'm Councillor Jan Grew, Chair of Council's Economic Development and Tourism Committee, and also a board member of Screen Queensland. We did have our function here last night to launch our new location gallery and crew and facilities directories, and we were very pleased with the number of people who came along, and some I think have joined us again this morning. I have seen a few familiar faces. So today we're here to learn more about the expression of interest process for the emerging program, and Catherine will talk about that later. Late last year we welcomed Professor Peter Little as our new Chair of Screen Queensland, and I'm delighted to tell you that Peter is with us today in the front, and he's done a great job, and we look forward to working with him into the future. And of course the good news is that in February Tracy Vieira will join us. Tracy's worked with Ausfil in Los Angeles and previously worked at Screen Queensland and has a great connection internationally and locally, and we certainly look forward to her coming on board. And I think last night that announcement was greeted with great support and great enthusiasm, and we appreciate that, and really, really hope that Tracy is going to take us forward into the future that we're looking forward to. Screen Queensland is focused on bringing our 3-year strategy to fruition and bringing back a strong and sustainable film industry to Queensland. And I think that those are the words that people want to hear. We have been through some tough times, as people know. We've had a bit of a turnaround, obviously, with Unbroken and Angelina Jolie, and that has created enormous media coverage for us. Please turn off your mobile phone. That's right. I'll punish you later. And of course, the news that Dwayne Johnson is going to be here with San Andreas is going to be fantastic for the industry too. So they're just a couple of productions, and we are obviously looking forward to more. The figures for 2013 do state that the film industry generated about 60 million for our economy and employed about 1,200 people. That's great, but we want to see more and we want to see better. And we will work towards that. Chris Brown's film Railway Man, which I have seen, I don't know who else has seen it. Fantastic story. I just honestly don't know how that gentleman managed to survive what he did. And then at the end of the film you see him making friends with the person who tortured him and made his life hell. So that has already had $5 million at the box office, so that's fantastic. Jonathan Schiff's Mako 2 is now in production at the studios, which is fantastic. And a 6-part series from Hoodlum, which is Secrets and Lies, will air on Channel 10 shortly. Now they have been showing some previews of that, and I was actually lucky enough to see the first episode. It looks great, so make sure you have a look at that. Predestination with Ethan Hawke, written and directed by our own Queensland creative duo, the Speary Brothers, has been selected to appear at Sundance, and I think the Spearys are a great example of where our talented people can go, and they certainly are a shining light for us and for the industry. We know we have the talent, we just need to get the industry moving again through also fostering and developing our emerging talent base, not just now but into the future. And there are opportunities to grow the local industry, and Screen Queensland is committed to be that driving force in providing the support and frameworks required to ensure that our local talent has the help and assistance it needs. And I'm not just saying that, I am telling you that that is our direction and that is our plan, and under Peter and Tracy we will do that, I assure you. That is what we are working towards. We do have the support of our government and the industry stakeholders, and we are confident of a bright future. So I would now like to hand over to Catherine Nabor, who will take you through the presentation for SQ Emerging. Thank you.
Hit a high benchmark, don't you, Jan? Always difficult to follow. Good morning, everybody, and there's a few faces from last night, so it's been an exciting start to 2014, and we're really looking forward to more to come. So I'd like to sort of, this is a discussion. we are here, we're listening to people, we're going to be taking you through some ideas this morning, but it's absolutely a collaborative approach. See, I told you I was, didn't I? I'm known for giving a speech and having a tear, because we're very passionate about the emerging sector. I told you. But anyway, so I'll stop that now. So, why we're taking the approach, Screen Queensland is committed to providing professional career development services to the emerging sector. We're looking for innovative and fresh ideas to create tangible pathways for the Queensland practitioners to enter, upskill or retrain in the screen industry. So it's not just about your first job, it's also about maybe your future pathways and career as well. Sorry. So we're looking for really well-targeted and responsive ideas and programs to meet the industry needs. So where are some of the skill gaps? We're really lucky. Screen Producers Association, I won't say of Australia, Screen Producers Australia conducted last year a survey from members across the entire part of Australia. So this is not just a Queensland snapshot, it's a national snapshot, but it gives you a fairly accurate read. They actually spoke to over 50 companies, and there was a 57% said that they've experienced a skills shortage. So it's really interesting that that's such a large amount. And where we're seeing some of those gaps, and I'll just approach it from the top 5. And of course, there's a number of different areas within that top 5. Is production accountancy, script, interactive media, production, and post-production and visual effects. And I think particularly for the screen for Queensland, what we're seeing from that top 5 is that particularly in interactive media and also obviously in post-production visual effects, these are 2 really good growth areas for our state. So it's good to see that they're up there, and those are some of the things that we're looking for to help target in this emerging sector. So obviously there's other factors, but the producers surveyed actually indicate that the on-the-job training was the most important attribute when employing crew. So for us, the emerging sector, it's not about a university degree qualification. We have some great institutes and universities providing that. It's about practical approach to getting through the door with your first film, television or multimedia job. So the good news for our sector is that media is growing. So we can rest assured we've got jobs for a little bit longer. And obviously digital media is dominating in that space. So, it's a really important opportunity, particularly for the emerging sector, because effectively what this means is it's cutting out the middleman. And if you sort of take it back and look at sort of the top things, that's new tools allows content creators to create, promote, distribute, monetize their work. We've seen things like the crowdfunding, we've seen things like YouTube, etc. So you can have a direct interface to that consumer. It also allows new entrants to effectively market themselves nationally and internationally. Some of the results that we're getting from that area has them outstripping the old traditional marketeers in terms of being able to, convert, numbers to actual dollar figures in terms of crowdfunding, etc. And also building business networks is integral to forging alliances and leveraging expertise, something that technology is making much easier than ever before. So, who we are looking for or targeting? We're looking for the emerging practitioners. They're both Indigenous and non-Indigenous. I have to say it's absolutely imperative for us to also be supporting the Indigenous area, and that's certainly something that we're looking for. We're looking at both based in metropolitan and regional Queensland. We're saying, Mystery Road is a great example of what's coming out of regional markets, particularly in Queensland. It's doing beautifully. I think there are some discussions for ongoing things around in the Winton area as well. So we need to make sure that those regional partners are being supported. And we're also looking to work across all platforms. So film, television, new media, and of course games. And the program should also support those looking, as we said, to upskill and to retrain. So you were an accountant, now you want to become a cameraman. So those are the sorts of things that we're looking for. So who we are looking for in terms of being able to deliver this? Well, it's a little bit of a list. We haven't got high expectations by any stretch of the imagination. So we're looking for individuals, companies or organisations that are passionate about investing in skills and talent, inspirational and innovative thinkers, experts in the delivery of high-quality training aligned to industry needs, tech-savvy operators able to use the tools of the digital world to create new career pathways into the industry, well-connected people able to develop and build effective partnerships. So this is just a snapshot in terms of some of the services. Can I just say this is just some ideas? Note that we are, as I said, engaged in having a conversation with everyone, and we're really looking for some great creative ideas coming back from you, the community. So I don't want you to be kind of restricted by this in terms of some ideas. This is just to get you started. So again, you know, training in the use of new tools to promote people and ideas, masterclasses from professionals at the top of their field, mentoring opportunities, hothouses, incubators such as script workshops or, you know, digital workshops, game workshops, that type of thing, online resources, practical experiences, networking opportunities including virtual collaboration between city dwellers and their regional cousins, partnerships that result in tangible opportunities to showcase expertise or work product, and delivery of the Raw Nerve program. I'm going to talk specifically about the Raw Nerve program because it is something that has to be delivered each year. And so there's a slightly separate budget that's with that. So as you can see, we're not looking for much, I'm just looking for the world. So the big question, what's the budget? So what we're looking through is matched funding with Screen Australia, so it's a 50-50 fund that we provide, which is $480,000 per annum. And can I say this is your building block? It's not something that you're limited by. There are, you know, and I'll go into that a little bit later. Also, there's no specific budget allocation to any one program, so each application will be assessed on its merits and cost effectiveness. We're also saying by that we may not just go with one organisation. We may go, or individual, we may go with several, and then we'll allocate funds that are needed to actually deliver those programs. Screen Australia provides $35,000 to fund the Raw Nerve program, and then we're also looking for third-party contributions. So, as I said, don't be constrained by that $480,000. There's course fees, there's vet fee help. There, in fact, are other federal and state funds that might be available. If there's, you know, there might be a technology fund, etc. So, you know, there's those sorts of things that are out there for you to secure to develop and expand the business. So Raw Nerve, it's a national program that supports the production of short films by new practitioners. Each year, they support 3 Queensland filmmaking teams, and that's a producer, director, writer, to produce 5 to 7 minute short film around a theme. And this is for 2015, because 2014 has actually already started, so this will be delivered for next year. So the final projects will be broadcast on ABC2, and they actually choose the theme each year, so they're very much part of the process. And the successful applicant being the organisation or group of organisations that we're choosing to deliver the programs will provide mentoring and practical support in addition to that $35,000 to help enable the teams to refine their craft and achieve their creative vision. It's a national program, so every state contributes those 3 films to it. So to get you thinking, in terms of some other creative solutions that other organisations around the world have done, again, as a snapshot, it's just some ideas we just wanted to sort of to share with you. My first job in film is actually a UK initiative. Effectively what it does is it's an online database which matches people that are looking for their first opportunity in film or television with organisations that are looking for those individuals. So it's a matchmaking opportunity. It's been incredibly successful and they're continuing to run with it. And you know, again, it's providing that that starting point for the emerging practitioners. I'm sure everyone's been looking at Amazon Studios. It's a fantastic new, well, not so new anymore, it's been around for a little while, but it's an opportunity where you can actually directly pitch your idea to Amazon and potentially get your idea funded. So, you know, before, you know, if you had to be connected in the US to be able to even think about being able to pitch an idea to a broadcaster network, etc. So this allows you direct access. How do I pitch that? How does it look like? I don't have the skill set for that. So this could be an opportunity again to help, train how to pitch with a tangible outcome that you actually get to put that pitch forward to Amazon. Killer Films and Masterfy is also a really great initiative. Effectively, it's brokering a really high-profile US production company to a platform that enables to develop and cultivate new talent and ideas. So it's offering that partnership opportunity, but it's with they've identified this talented group, and they're putting people in front of them directly. So that's another great innovative idea that's come out of the US. And then, transmedia, we've always been talking about transmedia and what does it actually mean, what is it? The Doha Film Institute did a number of courses and workshops around creating story and how that would actually apply across all the different worlds, be it film, television, games, etc. So it was a very hands-on practical approach to something that is now commonplace and expected in the industry. We had a lovely networking night last night, a lot of nice drinks. This is just making sure that there's some practical and tangible ideas to deliver. This was actually done with Wales. So again, game developing is something that everyone is talking about. There's definitely a need and a desire to get some information about. So they actually did a networking session, and they took that around to a number of different locations and presented some high-profile game developers and very practical how-to approaches, marketplace, etc. So it was, another great initiative. So again, some snapshot ideas, just use them as examples when thinking about putting your application in. So who's eligible to apply? Applicants must have a demonstrated ability to deliver career and professional development services. This may include accreditation as a registered training organisation, although can I just state this is not essential. We're also looking for sustainable businesses because we're looking for a sustainable environment and sustainable sector. So we want to be doing this for the long term, so we're looking for organisations that understand sustainability. Also be Queensland residents or have the businesses registered in Queensland. Can I just note, universities and TAFEs and organisations associated with these institutions are excluded from applying. It's not to say that you could not work with them, maybe utilising some of their resources, etc. They have some great facilities, particularly in Queensland, but they're already receiving kind of state and federal funding, so this would be seen as double dipping, and so they're excluded. So, how do I apply? Contact us and have a chat. We're very approachable. There's cards, business cards, etc. at the back, and we'll always take a phone call and also, very open for meetings. I will at the end just introduce you to some of the team from Screen Queensland as well, so you know our faces in the crowd. There is the EOI guidelines from Screen Queensland website, so please download those to give you some more background information as to the process. The online application form as well is available on the website, as well as this PowerPoint presentation will be available for you to use. The actual application form is required by the 21st of February 2014, so please ensure that you get that to us. So the time frame is, the deadline for the submissions, as I said, is the 21st of February. Shortlisted candidates will then be notified and advised for a date for interview, and that's on the 31st of March. The successful applicants invited to progress post that actual initial conversation will be on the 3rd of April. It is a two-phase approach. The reasons for that is because if you're invited to sort of to get into the next round, then you will be expected to be delivering quite substantial business plans. It does take a lot of effort and time, so we're very conscious of that, which is why we made it a two-phase approach. The deadline for the final submissions, including the business plan, is the 2nd of May, and then the successful applicants will be announced in June, and then get skates on because we want to get started by July. No, we're looking for the first quarter of next financial year in terms of delivering, and that could be that you have your first delivery is a networking event or a mentoring session, etc. So, but we definitely are looking to get that started immediately. You can talk to myself. There's 3 of us that's sort of being designated in terms of just points of contact from Screen Queensland. But listen, as I said, my business card's there. Please feel free to give me a call or any of my colleagues, and thank you very much for participating this morning.
Thank you very much, Catherine, and I think it is good to hear that nothing is set in stone, that we are open to new ideas and innovation from the industry. So please talk to the staff, come up with some thoughts about what we could do, and please let us know that. Just before we close, it's my great pleasure to invite the Chairman of the Board of Screen Queensland, Professor Peter Little, to say a few words. Peter?
Thanks, Jan. Thanks everybody for coming along this morning. I wasn't proposing to say anything. I thought I was having a free breakfast, but anyhow, no, it's good to be here and see this emerging program get underway. It's interesting listening to the questions, and I had a meeting with some industry people just before Christmas, and I said to them, look, we've got limited money, and we just have to do the best with what we've got, and that's the case here as well. So we are looking for the best ideas, and we'll try to make the best decisions. But if you had 10 million for emerging, you can spend it wisely. That's the reality. So we've got roughly $500,000, and that won't cover everything that's been implied by the question. So we're going to have to do the best we can with the money, and you can be assured that the team at Screen Queensland will be doing really the very best to come up with the best proposals for the ideas that are put forward. I think and I'm certainly no expert in any of this, but from what I've learned in my few months in the job in relation to this program is that the backdrop, and it was in Catherine's first and second slides, the profound change that's taking place. And I think our hope at Screen Queensland is that we can be seen to be a progressive organisation. And just like the university that I work for, this is what I'm pushing all the time, to be and to be seen to be a progressive organisation, not standing still, not living in the past, not just doing what we've always done, but to accept the reality of the fast-changing world in which we're operating. And this is a world that probably is changing as fast as anything. You saw the reference to Amazon there in the game. Netflix, what an interesting story. I've been following Netflix as a business, watching their business emerge over recent years, and what they're doing is quite incredible. And I was talking to Jonathan Schiff at a function before Christmas, and he told me that he'd signed a deal with Netflix. He said, "Oh, do you know Netflix?" I said, "Yes, I've been following them for some years. A very interesting business model." And I said, "Well, you're based in Queensland. How did they choose you? Would they have some people here?" He said, "No, an algorithm did." So, that's an interesting thought, and that's really a good metaphor for what's happening in this industry, but even more broadly. So I think the backdrop for us is to support people who are supporting real innovation that will contribute to the industry. As far as the corporate side of Screen Queensland is concerned, the new CEO will be very welcome in a few weeks, would be welcome today in fact. But we're very optimistic about the times ahead. We know, everybody knows, it's been well documented publicly, that there's been some turbulence over the last year or so. But we're very confident that with Tracy and a very strong, committed board, and also terrific staff, and we've got some more recruitment to do there, that better times are ahead, and we'll be working really hard to do the best we can. And I think Tracy will bring not only great international experience, a wonderful network, not just in the States, but also here. She's widely known and respected here. She has great communication skills and great people skills. So I can say that in her absence, but it's all true. And so we're optimistic about the times ahead. And again, I thank you for coming, and we look forward to some great ideas coming from people here and from the people we see tonight. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Peter, and I certainly do look forward to this year and really moving ahead with Screen Queensland. Thank you all very much for coming, and as I said, please, if you want to talk to the staff, they are going to stay around for a little while, and hopefully we'll see some of you submit an EOI. So thank you again. Good morning.